So sometimes it's exciting to play someone that is quite a bit above you in the game, and that you're clearly going to lose. And as a matter of fact, playing someone that you're clearly going to lose kind of takes some of the stress off. It's like, oh, I'm going to lose anyway, just play. So that's kind of what I did here, playing Soccer Magnus. And I really recommend that you go and play these bots that are available on chess.com. The opening was nice and standard so far. Everything went well. And I had a great time playing this, just imagining, oh my goodness, what would we like to play Magnus? But it wouldn't be much thrill for him. But this is Magnus Soccer. This is a Soccer Magnus. It rated at 1500. So it's something that you can play. So, and we're not going to have the 4 knights game. Instead, he advanced a pawn. And then I advanced my bishop to b5 just to take out the knight. It's considered an inaccuracy because you overlooked an opportunity to prepare a bishop because you overlooked an opportunity to prepare a bishop for development. Well, I developed my bishop. So what I plan to do is take his knight at c6 so that I can, mess up his pawn structure, make it less formidable and easier for me to take out. So he took out the center pawn for an edge pawn. So in my mind, that leaves me more control of the center. But that was considered a best move by the database. So I move here, and I do that to deny his, because he has a direct route with his bishop to go at that spot and cause me trouble, and I didn't want it. Plus, it would be trouble that would be protected by his pawn. So to me, that seemed like a better move to do that. And don't worry if your move doesn't seem good to the database, if it's something that suits you at your level, and here I am at 977. So at my level, that seemed like a good move. It still does. So he moved his other pawn up, and I moved that pawn, ignored an opportunity to capture a free pawn. I could have captured that free pawn. Yeah, I should have done that. Did not see it at the time. So then he goes here, and he didn't protect his free pawn. It's a mistake. It loses a pawn. And then I still haven't taken the free pawn. And always look for free pawns. Checks, captures, and threats. In your quest to become a better chess player, always ask yourself, checks, captures, and threats. Make that your thing. So he moves his queen here to take there. So that's kind of a possibility, and that's probably what I was looking at. And again, the database is screaming, take the pawn, take the pawn, take it. I didn't take it. I moved my queen up. Yes, you developed a queen, but you didn't get this ready. So he puts his knight here and still gives away a free pawn. That's a mistake because you didn't protect it. And then I go and the database gets a free pawn. Anyway, I went here to threaten his knight, and so I didn't take it. So he goes here, and so I realized that if he took, I can't take it with my queen. But he would take it, and then I would take, and then he would take, and then I would end up with my queen there. I thought that would be good, because then I could go and take advantage of this wonderful square here. This pawn is what I looked at as a free pawn, completely missing the importance and value of this pawn that the database so rightfully said I should have taken. So I go take his bishop. That's considered a great move. This is the way to win a pawn. And so then he takes that, and then I go there and take the free pawn finally. What I really, who knows? But anyway, that was finally a good move. And so then the next one is he goes to kick my knight out of the way, and then this allows the opponent to win material through a fork. So I don't see how I can win material through a fork. Can't go there. I could go there. Oh, that would have been a fork. I wonder if that's what I did next. Wouldn't that be nice? It is what I did. It's my favorite thing. So at least I did see that in my playing. So that was a crazy good move for me to do, is win that through a free fork. So I'm always on the lookout for that. Whether I saw it or not at the time is, of course, obvious because I did make the move. So he moves his king, threatens my knight. I take his rook. Of course, he takes my knight at h8 like he should. And then I castle, which is considered excellent. Now my rooks are connected. That means they can see each other. Excellent. He moves his rook in front of my queen, which is, of course, a problem. So what can I do? I can't go here or there. I could go here, but for what purpose? I could go here with an idea of, coming up here somewhere and doing something. So I could go there, and then I could threaten that pawn, which is a freebie, and also threaten this bishop, which might be a good thing. All right, let's see what the next moves are. Then the database is recommending that move for black. So move my pawn up. Exposes an attack threatening a pawn. This move's okay, not what I would have played according to the database. So the queen moves over at to f8 to get involved in this this corridor. And I move my rook over. Excellent move, because I have in mind going up here and seeing what I can do, and maybe having a pawn storm and getting making the opponent trade something for a pawn, because when you get a pawn back there and it turns into a queen and they have to trade a rook for it, or a bishop or a knight, well, they basically had to trade it for a pawn. That's pretty cool. So I move my knight here and then get ready to go for that free pawn if it's available. We'll see what happens. Moves his knight there. Moves his rook. Moves his rook there to a8, getting ready to protect the corridor that I'm obviously lined up to do. That's one thing about chess. You really can't hide what your plans are if they're pretty straightforward. Now, if you're 1500 and above, well, your plans aren't as straightforward and much easier to hide. So I move up one, and what I wanted to do was mess up this diagonal for the light squared bishop. And the database didn't like that, but for me, I thought it was a good thing, especially if I'm going to have a pawn storm go up here, whatever. I don't know. All right, so Magnus moves down one, which is good, although he's going to have trouble, of course, protecting both of these pawns on wherever he is. So it gives me an opportunity to go and do more, possibly. So I move a pawn up. Now this, if he takes, and then I take, and then he takes, will be even on pawns, but his rook can come down. So that does, I did think about that, and of course I think that would be good to get one rook up and one rook over, and then I could go not at an angle. I could go and attack the 8th row. All right, so he takes, I take, he goes straight. Well, look at that. All right, so that makes a passed pawn. So this pawn can just march its little way up and do things or whatever. I'm not sure, but I like having a passed pawn. So I move this pawn up, but it again leaves this corridor for the wily light squared bishop. And so then he goes down. I move my queen up. Moves down again. I move my rook up. That's excellent according to the database. So then he moves his pawn down, the one I was going to get for free. I could still get it for free. It occurs to me if I could have put my knight there, after getting rid of this pawn, it would have allowed me to fork the king and the queen, but no matter. It's just my favorite move. I'm always looking for, if the queen and the king are on the same diagonal close together, then you can figure out where to go to fork them. And so if we have also the king, the queen and the rook are on the same color, then if I put my knight there, I could fork the queen and the rook. So it's just something I recommend you always be on the lookout for. So I move my knight up. Not sure what I was thinking. He moves his knight, and his knight is protected. This is still a free pawn right here, but he's moved his knight to protect it, and he's going after these. I mean, those are all areas. Of course, here. That means if I go there, it's double protected from the queen and the knight. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. So I take my knight there, which is considered a very questionable move. It's like, what? It's inaccuracy. Missed an opportunity to win a knight. Maybe. So, all right. So he takes my knight. I take, and we're here. So now he moves his queen to my queen. Well, what do I do next? I avoid it, and it gives him a chance to go for my rook, which obviously is a problem. But I put him in check. So that's one of the things I've been looking for, as someone below 1,000 or at 1,000, whatever. So I've been up as high as 1188 in the past few days, and now I'm down to 977. But maybe even a little lower than that. I don't know. But this was when I played Soccer Magnus, which is, a few days ago. At any rate, I put him in check. So the database thought I should have taken the queen, but instead I put the king in check. Yes, it exposed the queen's ability to take my rook. Oh, well. Instead of that, I put the king in check. See what happens next. The king moves there. Now look at this. The queen and the rook are on the same column. You see what that means? I can pin the queen against the king. So that's insane. So I move my pawn up, and then this recommends taking my queen all the way down. No way. No, I don't want to do that. I want to take it. I want to do that to expose this column here, so that then I can take my rook over and get the king. So it's an advanced 2-move plan. So anyway, for me it was great. And if you're improving your chess game, you're looking for those 2-move plans that you can do. And so then he moves his queen there. He should have moved it here. Of course he should. Get it out of trouble. But the thing is, if I had taken my rook here and put him in check, then wherever he went, I could have taken my queen there if his queen was here. And who knows, I might have been able to put him in checkmate. As long as I avoided this square. Oh, look at that, protected by the knight. I couldn't have gone there. I probably would have and missed it and then lost my queen. Who knows? Anyway, I go and I get my king out of the way. Don't know. Oh, because he puts my king in check here. So I have to get my king out of the way, of course. So when he moved there, I had to get my king out of the way. So then he puts his knight there, which is cause. Next move, checkmate, right? I was one move away from check. Well, not really. I could have taken my rook over and taken care of it, but still, it's not a good thing happening here. Instead, I take my rook and I pin the queen against the king. I love doing that. I don't get a lot of chances to do that. Most players see that, and I think Soccer Magnus, was just mono-focused on the square and missed the fact of what I could do. That I could put a protected rook here and fork the queen against the king. So he takes, and I take and put him in check, and obviously when I put him in check, I also get the knight. So that's fantastic as well. Oh, he moved his knight up. Well, fine. I trade a pawn for a knight. Pawn takes, and I take again, so I get my pawn back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm one pawn up. No, I guess no, the pawns are equal. Pawns are equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So pawns are equal, but I have a lot of extra stuff going on here. So I have a choice. I can go. I can go here and take that free pawn. I go that free pawn. Either way puts him in check. Or I could get my rook out. Now, it behooves me to pay attention to the fact that I have a rook right there at the corner, and that pawn just has one square to go to be turned into another queen. Oh my goodness, that would be terrible if that happened, right? So instead, let's see what I do. He goes there. I go here for a free pawn, and then the database recommends that he move over by his king. I get his other free pawn. He goes down to threaten my pawn. Fine, I'm just going to go up and see what I can get. And so I go up and get another queen. That's always fun. And then checkmate can't be too far, right? Depends on how hard it is, right? Okay, so I move there, and then I have my queens lined up so I can go here if I want to, and then hopefully get him in some kind of a decent check situation. So he goes there. I move to h8 and indeed put him in check. And then what I should have done is fork the king and the rook. And so I didn't do that. So he's after my free pawn here. So I take his free pawn, put him in check. He takes my free pawn. And then I put him in check again. Then he goes by his rook, which is a very fantastic move. It adds him a lot more security than he had previously. And so I move my queen to put him in check again. I just probably going to take his rook. Why not? I have plenty of pieces, and I didn't do that. I kept walking him over. And then I was able to take his rook for free. Very much better than my original plan. All right, so it's good to play games at this point, to where you put the king in check. I have a game I played, and I had everything off the board except the opponent's king, and I had a couple of rooks. I don't remember what all I had, but I had some pieces. And the king wandered off into stalemate because I wasn't paying close enough attention. So I think it's always good to keep your opponent in check at this point, because if he gets to a place where he can't move, then it would be stalemate. So I put him in check here, like my intention. And then he moves there, and then I go here to put him in check. I just want to make sure he's in check because look, he's not in check, but he can't go there, and he can't go there. So if I didn't do anything, that would be a stalemate if I didn't put him in check. So if I had just gone here, he wouldn't have had a place to move, and it would have been a stalemate. So oh man, keep that in mind always. So he moves there, and then I move here to put him in check again, and then he moves here, moves to A4, and then I put the queen on B4 and make it a checkmate finally. But that was a fun game. So here's a theory, a possibility. In your quest to become a better player, play players that are more advanced than yourself. It's kind of like playing any game, football or whatever you play, tennis, ping pong, whatever it is. You play someone better than you, and you're going to get better. But I was certainly inspired to play as good as I could when I played Soccer Magnus. Just, even an a robot ego of the great chess player is fantastic. So, all right. So, questions? Please let me know, or thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. And this channel is helping people, I believe, and that's the intent, is to help people. Let me know how I can help you best, what you would like to see more in the future, and we'll endeavor to do that, because the intent is to help people become better at playing chess, and that's the plan. So I will look forward to seeing you next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll check you later.